Just right back, Charlie. Definitely.
You always use that active when defenders are being given like.
Are we live? Of course we're live. People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. Good morning, good afternoon to those of you in the UK. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. Make sure you're following and subscribing on Twitch. Big up all the Twitch gang out there. One love to you lot filtering in and all of those sort of things, people. Appreciate your support that you lot give me across every platform I'm on. One love to those of you who are in my second live stream. Obviously, we was over on YouTube prior. Go and check that one out. Obviously, after this, you know, it's a Twitch thing for now, and then I'm back again on YouTube, obviously, because it's Arsenal versus West Brom versus Arsenal. Please make sure you're all there at that watch along. If you can't be there, then please make sure you're dabbing up a like on it, helping the engagements and things like this. One love to the Twitch gang. Like I said, man, you know, whenever I say like I said, I always think of the name Lacazette for some weird reason. But anyways, like I said, folks, you lot are my favorites, man. One love to YouTube. They made me. We built our platform on YouTube, but I just find it so much easier with Twitch, man. You know, the only thing with Twitch, you can't smash a like button or something. You know what? Go on the next DG vid on YouTube and smash a like button. But yeah, you lot behave yourselves. It's interactive. We speak about everything. Yeah, man, I appreciate you lot, man. I really do, man. G1, you seem upset that you never got to see the intro. So let me spin it back, man, because the advert shagged you.
Because you always use that active when defenders are being given like.
See that song? It's about me. I wish I was in a rave saying that to all the birds. But yeah, one love to everybody that's locked in. Air Max, shout out to you as well. I appreciate you for subbing via Amazon Prime. I really appreciate that, man. Is where it is. Big up DG, you doing manager today? There's no time, bro. There's no time. Like literally, well, there is, but you know, after this, I'm gonna go shopping again. Well, food shopping. I wish I could go Harrods or something, but food shopping. Obviously, my new gym is right next to where obviously Sainsbury's and them things there. So after Asda, it's a quick Sainsbury's thing. Gonna go get a little session in, probably take a young nap, and then set up for the next live stream. There's just no time, man. I actually feel like it, but I think I have to just chill off and stuff like that, man. You was in the last one, so it was a madness. If you missed the FM stream last night, that's probably the best one. You know, that's probably the best one. Like I was sat up last night and thinking, no. And if you'll only get it if you was there, I was thinking, no, how didn't I get a penalty? How didn't we walk away with all 3 points at Goodison Park? It's crazy, man. Man said, get some more honey roasted peanuts. I still got them still, but no, when you've been eating them too much, I'm not really feeling them at this moment in time, man. But to be fair, crazy protein. Need my coffee as well, because, you know, the grind does get tiring, especially when you're up from 5, 6 a.m. and them things, man. Appreciate you lot, man. You lot gas me. One love, man. But yeah, obviously, get your opinions. Anything you lot want to speak about doesn't have to be Arsenal related. Other topics are encouraged, but you know, we look after our Arsenal things. And I think, obviously, you saw me change the title. Harry Kane is staying at Tottenham Hotspur. We kind of spoke about it towards the end of my last live stream. Obviously, you've seen him Instagram and whatnot. Kylian Mbappé is being linked. You know, S is a Man United fan. I'm sure he's looking with eagle eyes in relation to now that Kane allegedly isn't going to City. What are they going to do now? Are they going to get Vlahovic? You know, they've been linked with Lewandowski. They've been linked with Ronaldo. They've even been linked with Aubameyang. I don't know if any of them signings, all good players, if they provide longevity. But for me, maybe you get them in. They're there for a couple of years. You know, Haaland's available for 70 million euros next year. You buy one of them, you know, you buy him, and then you make these guys sidemen. If you could say that about Ronaldo, you can't say that about Ronaldo. Definitely where Aubameyang's concerned, and Lewandowski, you kind of can do that, even though they're both certified. But it is what it is. The man said, "Oh, ish, Arsenal are playing today. You love to see it." Again, so yeah, man, I'd prefer to be with the other teams in Europe not playing today, but it is where it is, man. Watch along business, as I said, live from 7:30. Make sure you tune in. So yeah, man, Kane going out bad. Obviously, let me make the timestamp as well, man. Obviously, Kane is going out bad. Like, someone get a thingy going as well, man. Someone get a poll going. One of the moderators, can you start a poll? Is this the best, or is this a bad or good decision from Harry Kane? Now, Spurs fans are ecstatic, of course. You know, I've got bare Spurs fans, sadly, Spurs supporting friends. Some of them were on this Harry Kane stuff. I've told you, I've got one friend who's been saying Kane is ish from day dot. He thinks everyone in his team is ish, to be fair. And there were some guys acting like he's not a legend and all of these things. For me, I'm kind of it's not really relevant. I wanted Harry Kane to leave Spurs, and I'm sure Spurs would want Bukayo Saka and all of these guys to leave Arsenal. For Kane, you know, first things first is I was about to say Daniel Levy won Harry Kane. In fact, let's say Kane, because it's his brother as well, nil. But Daniel Levy's won about 5-0. Now, for me, probably Kane will, if we accept what he said on Instagram and whatnot at face value in relation to staying, then for me, he'll probably will get another improved deal, you know, even further and further, make him earn a lot of money and whatnot. Whether he's able to achieve sporting success, they're in the Conference Cup, so I'm sure they'll be able to do something in there and get a trophy. The club doesn't know too much about winning, so it's not that there's not sporting ambitions. Obviously, Daniel Levy's played a blinder. For Kane, you know, they've done it all wrong, you know. Levy was playing chess while these men were playing checkers. Yeah, you're gonna do golf with Gary Nev. Yeah, you're gonna do the little strike thing, quote unquote. You're gonna, you know, all of these sort of things. Yeah, say nothing. I'm not accepting nothing. Apparently, there was even 150 million euro bid for Kane, and it was placed. So Levy said no. Clearly, it means more to Levy to keep Kane for whatever reason than to sell and look for a replacement, especially because City have lost it late. Now, something tells me City have something up their sleeve, or they need to, because I don't think they can go into next season lacking a striker. Obviously, even without a striker, they'll smash up every team in the Premier League 9 times out of 10. But as you saw in the Champions League, or at some occasions, as fond as I am of Pep Guardiola's tactics and people being multifunctional, sometimes you just need a number 9 to make the difference. And I don't think they have that. So I think Harry Kane, you know, and his brother, have been comprehensively, you know, taught a lesson by Levy. He's kept the player, you know, egg on your face as well. Such is life, you know. You score a goal, you know, North London derby's coming up, and that's why I wanted him to leave. You score a goal against us, you start getting informed, everything's forgotten. For Kane, obviously, only time will tell if he's, you know, on paper they're still competing in the League Cup, the FA Cup, and whatever. Only time will tell whether he's going to win a trophy. Again, maybe the chapter's not closed. You never know what could happen, but you know, I can't really see what's going to happen with Kane in relation to trophies. He said I'm staying, and they've pulled a blinder. The knock-on effect is what's going to happen with Man City and who Man City go. Because for me, I don't feel they moved. Well, to me as a fan, it don't look like they was as aggressive for Harry Kane, or Kane was as aggressive as things make out, you know, again, away from the media. Kane said he's staying. He said he's looking forward to the season. Obviously, for Nuno Espirito Santo, Kane makes them a stronger team. And obviously, they seem to be a bit galvanized based on their last 2 games. Kane is a good player. Now, again, Kane needs to ask himself, is he going to win trophies? I don't think everything changes overnight. Have you been told or given assurances that the team is going to improve, that people are going to be brought in? I don't know, because he seemed very hell-bent on leaving. I won't ever compare Harry Kane to Thierry Henry, but it felt like when we moved to the Emirates, where Henry needed to go and what he needed to do wasn't going to help. We wasn't able to help him because he's very much, you know, Kane's here for the present. He's not exactly the future for Spurs. You know, he'll get a pat on the back, he'll get a testimonial, but when he's on his deathbed or speaking to his grandkids, you know, will there be any medals to show up? There'll be hell of individual ones. I'm not too sure. It's another year without playing in, you know, one of the best players in the league is not playing in the biggest competition at club level next season in the league. I mean, in terms of not the league, in Europe. So it's another one where you're not playing in them things there. You're not competing in those sort of things. You're not winning probably trophies. Again, if they give you a big deal and whatnot, it's all cool. And you're still a Spurs legend regardless. It's gonna be long, isn't it? Like, Kane just needs to ask himself. I think he's being held under the rest. I think he's, you know, it's Daniel Levy or Suge Knight. They're showing him, or Birdman, really, like what he did to Lil Wayne, you know. It's a bit like Zaha, where obviously that contract has come back to bite you on the bum. You know, he signed a big deal at the time. You know, more money is what it is, but it's, you know, Harry Kane's been done, in it. Daniel Levy deserves all his plaudits. He's hung on to his player. He's let you lot do the talking, and he's done what he's needed to do. One love to the moderators for the poll. Where are we at in terms of where the poll is currently? Did Harry Kane make the right decision? Nope, he should have left, says 9%. Only one person said he should stay, and that ain't including me. So, he probably should have bust out, but it is where it is. You know, again, he clearly had concerns over where the direction Spurs was going, how long the rebuild takes, because what Kane is 28, 29. You know, the way Kane's going to be, I don't think he's going to be Calvin Phillips, but he's one of them strikers for me. Is that Kane's game doesn't really rely on pace and all of these things more so than the average footballer. He's someone that's going to keep scoring goals, keep playing and whatnot, you know. But if we look at the terms of rebuilding, if we was to say, how long did they say a rebuild takes? 4 years, right? That's good if you're Niall John, if you're Dane Scarlett, if you're these sort of guys around the Spurs squad. If you're Harry Kane, how old are you in 3-4 years? Now, they hope not, but Spurs might win a trophy or win something of significance. But there's an issue there. So for me, if I'm Kane, the only thing that could conceal me is that I need some peace, you know. And maybe you have to consider the flip side of this. Maybe something happened with City. You know, Kane did his part. City switched it up because it did feel like he's gone too far to turn back. You know, again, maybe City have moved away. You heard United are interested. You heard several things were going on, but it's a bit of a madness in that regard. So Kane's just gonna have to firm it. He's gonna have to just get on with life. You know, end of the day, you do what you need to do, and things will take care of itself. But yeah, man. Is there anyone that thinks Spurs should have actually sold him? S is saying Spurs should have actually sold him. I agree with you on the basis of, you know, nobody wants a want away player and whatnot. And you could have used that money to rebuild the squad or address certain areas. But it's the age-old token. It's like Villa selling Grealish. They bought in 3 men in Buendia, Ings, and Bailey. All, you know, they all kind of deal with facets of Grealish's game that he used to give you. So you do need to buy a couple. But is it quite the same standard? You know, if they sell Harry Kane, they buy a striker and 2 wingers, they might be collectively strong, but is anyone going to impact the game and show the consistency to Kane? And to play devil's advocate, Esther, with me and you, can 150 really go that far? You know, Arsenal spent 100 odd million. There's debate to be said that we spent it incorrectly, but did it really go that far? Like, is it what's it going to do really? Because if they sell Kane, they need a forward in it, you know. A striker, you know, any sort, and the team's gonna know they're desperate as well. So you're looking at, you know, Vlahovic, they were saying 50 to 70. So make of that what you will. Let's say anything from 50 to 90 million on a striker. That's already a significant portion of that, you know. Then you're looking at whatever targets they have. Adama's 40 million. I don't think they should be looking to spend that, but you get it. So there's that. There's that. You know, you have to give credit to Daniel Levy, man, because he's a tough old bastard, really. Pardon my language. Like, bro, if you want to leave, you have to do something. Or maybe Kane didn't do it correctly. Maybe the way he tried to do it, he tried to regulate Daniel Levy. He's not having it. He's not having it. He's not having it. You're trying to disrespect, man. So it's an issue for Kane. They could build the team around you, but again, rebuild. You look at that Spurs team, you know, you've got to get up to speed with Nuno's tactics, and then you've got to find players that can help with the rebuild and be part of the squad. Then you need 2-3 years for them to reach maturity. Look at that Liverpool team. You know, they had to lose a league title. Remember when they were running away with the league, then they bottled it and won the league before. They went to a Champions League and then they lost it and then they've reworked it. So, you know, again, if such is life, Spurs might win something in his last year. But again, it helps Kane. I mean, it's beneficial to everyone apart from Kane, because you just look silly, man. You tried your best to get a move away. You was adamant, and it ain't banged really for whatever reason. I'm sure in that interview with Gary Neville, he said, "I'm sure if Spurs, if somebody bids 100 odd, there's something to talk about." Obviously, a lesson to be learned: get things in writing, because there was rumors how allegedly. What was the rumors around? There was just rumors around he had a gentleman's agreement. You can't make gentleman's agreements with Daniel Levy. He's a businessman. He's only got loyalty to Spurs. He don't give a crap about you. He don't really care about you, Harry Kane. He cares about Harry Kane when he puts on the kit and scores and one of their own. He don't care about you. You need everything in writing, and you're like Zaha. You're on the death row contract, and I'm sure there's more of them. So you have to hold your L, hold it up with Spurs, and it is what it is, people. Make sure you're following, you're subscribing via Prime. If you don't know, I can't imagine you don't, but make sure you're taking in the YouTube content as well and subscribing on such as well, folks. One love for all of that. So yeah, man. These days, players have to think twice before they put their hands on the pen to sign the new deal. True. There's nothing wrong with him actually signing a new deal. It's just there's no release clause. There's no official sort of gentleman's agreement in writing. You know, there's too much length of the deal. You got finessed. Like, obviously, at the time you wanted to sign, let's be real, you're getting big boy money. being a striker, you know, there's probably more money for the goals you score and the bonuses, probably other variables. So for me, I expect Kane to probably sign a new and improved deal. And that's that. Such is life, you know. I don't know if this is the end of this transfer saga. You know, things seem to be heating up towards the end of the window. You know, Mbappe, Lewandowski, now Cristiano Ronaldo, Willian. I'm just slipping him in for bants. You know, Willian can't ever be mentioned in that. But you get the point, man. That's where Harry Kane's concerned. Noni 40, Vlahovic 60. I hear that, S, but put yourself in Florentina's shoes. If you know Spurs are desperate, right? At the best of days, they needed to sign improvements. And you know that, let's just say they sold Harry Kane. And you said 60 before that. I'm not saying you're bad, man. I'm not saying I'm bad, man. But in terms of business, yo, I know we said 60, but 75 now. I see you lot just got P's from City. I know you lot got P's anyways. You're richer than us, you know. You're a Premier League club. 75 now. Spurs say, well, hang on. Well, cool. F off then. You're going into a season, which Spurs aren't. You're going into a season without Xhaka, then safe. Say nothing. And that's how it works with everyone. That's why the longer you leave these things, the difficult it gets. Because, you know, who knows? Levy might have been on it, but he might have not been able to pattern a replacement. Things might have been looking iffy. So he said, you know what, F that. Might have to sit on your hands for a year or at least until January and see what could be done when we revisit the situation. I don't know. I feel like the situation is done, but it just feels like there's something, you know, this ain't the end of this Harry Kane saga. DG with the drip. Man's matching his shirt with his cup. To be fair, hey, 6 cents, man. What can I say? Fashion icon, sex symbol. I didn't even, no the ones there, didn't even know. It's just natural. You get me? Now that you've made it obvious, though, come on. Mm-hmm. Crazy, man. Serious sex symbol. Man said Arsenal to Hart. Well, meant to be Haaland to Arsenal, but I mean, I'll stop you in your tracks there. That one's there, a myth, man. That one's there. Shout out to C for that one as well. Ain't really been on her job as a moderator on YouTube too tough, but we'll give you, you know, you're up there. So I allow you. Adama is actually a good player. He's very overhated. I don't know for overhating because I don't think too many people in my reality, bro, don't talk about him in it. But for me, he's meaty, man. Like, he's got good attributes. It's just the decision making. It's too frustrating, man. I'm not on it. Oh, this guy's bugging out. Man said delete to Arsenal. Man's just bugging out. Thought I was deluded. Fair play, though. What else have we got? So, yeah, bro. Kane staying. What if Haaland buys Arsenal? Why not, man? Someone needs to buy us at this moment in time. What do you lot make of the bid for Kylian Mbappe, people? As you lot know, allegedly a bid has been placed and rejected from Real Madrid for Kylian Mbappe. He wants to realize his childhood dream of playing for his club. And I get it. You get to, you know, in terms of pressure, there's going to be mad pressure, but there's probably never been a better time for a youngish sort of player to play for Madrid. It's a mess of a team right now. Yeah, it's a mess of a team right now. There's a chance to be the key player. You know, it's not that Mbappe's never been a key player, but you look at Monaco, he's a young man, exciting prospect. You know, he made himself the main man, but he weren't the main man like that. Like, we're looking at him like the main man. Obviously, PSG, there's Neymar there. He's pulled his weight. Neymar's pulled his weight. You've got Messi. You're one of the guys, but you're not the main man. France, you are one of the main men, but you've got you've got Griezmann, you've got Pogba. There's, you know, the chance to play and be the main man for Madrid is a madness. And I personally feel Mbappe's done it the right way and outgrown the French league in a sense of, I would want to play at least for a season with Messi, see what can happen there. But I think he's done it the right way. Obviously, Kylian Mbappe is an elite youth talent. But if you look at youth football in general, the minute they get offers from teams in Spain, England, whatever, when they're around these ages, it was say 16 to 22, what Mbappe is, them man leave. And like you've seen with Chong, I'm sure he went on loan back. Well, not Chong actually, but Chong's not really had a goal there. You know, Marlon and Jeffrey Adelaide, they went back to their respective homelands. You look at Marlon, he came to Arsenal, it didn't work. He went back to PSV, settled down some roots, and then obviously he's now at Dortmund. My point being, a lot of them seem to, Saliba's on loan back in France. A lot of them seem to find their way back to their homelands. And you could say, have they left too early? And I feel Neymar moved from Brazil to Spain the right time. I think Mbappe moved to the right club at the right time in PSG, in the sense of, you know, you're in your homeland, you're still building, you're doing whatever. And then now he's nowhere near the finished article, but I think he's ready to try something new. France is all the man's ever known. I know he's had a trial at Chelsea and whatnot, but yeah. And that's it, Chong. You know, Chong's doing well at Birmingham. You know, he started off very well. Hopefully it continues, man. You look at him, Nelson and Hudson-Odoi. They were probably three youngsters at Chelsea, United, and Arsenal, respectively. You thought they were probably the high of the list. They were the guys that you thought once it happens, they're going to play. And they've all kind of struggled. So that puts things into perspective. But you listen, how can you turn down Real Madrid? How? You know, I would probably personally, I would run down my deal just because I get the best of both worlds. I get to try, you know, who knows what Messi and them man can do. Just to say, I played with Messi, much less try win the Champions League. Join Madrid. Now, the problem is for PSG, do they want to accept, you know, that money's not a thing, but you spent 200 odd million on the guy and he's going to leave for free. Even accepting 100, 150 odd, it's a bit of a loss, man. DG, wouldn't you say the PSG project is a better thing than the project Real Madrid have going on? Yeah, they're in a better, healthier state as a team. As I said, 100% Nathan, but the man wants Madrid in it. He's got that lure of Madrid, you know. Again, it's like Pogba. Madrid have been rubby, but Pogba was on Madrid. It seemed like the Madrid ones went. It was now the PSG thing, and the PSG things are gone. You know, I can't lie. It probably is a better scheme. Apart from that front three, and obviously the Verrattis and these sort of guys, they're a bit meaty. I'd give it a year. Just to say I played under Messi, like Mbappe, you, Haaland, you lot are going to be the guys, you know, the futures of tomorrow. Me personally, not to say I want to give my life to Messi, but, you know, to see Messi up close, we all know he's a good player. We all know what probably, you know, hard work, all of these sort of things makes you a better player. We all know there's a degree of natural talent, but you don't know what Messi trains like. You know, just to see what he trains like, what he does in training, the movements and all of the, just to build a repertoire with him and pick his brains, them genius brains for how he does things. He might, you know, something might just go off in your head. He's saying, I don't make runs inside. I do this sort of run. To soak up that is crazy. And to say I played in that is crazy. I'd give it a year. I think Mbappe, if he does it right, he can control all variables. He like, you know what? No one can put a gun to his head and make him sign the deal. You know, if the man wants to go, he wants to go. It's all the balls in Madrid's court. For Real, PSG, sorry. For PSG, though, how they got into this situation is dangerous. Clearly, there was a laxed approach. And Mbappe, you know, you're hearing he's saying, yo, when I signed, you told me that I would stay here and things. And you told me that I could leave. And I can't lie, if I'm Mbappe, how long is this PSG project? Because Neymar's going to be playing for a while, but Messi ain't going to be there for 10 years. I don't know how long Neymar's going to be there. I don't know how long Di Maria and Verratti and these lot are going to be there. Poch could be gone a year from now, depending on what happens. So the situation might change, and you signing a new deal, you might be the, you know, left with the buck to hold and still the leader of the new school, but you don't know how long it's going to last at PSG. Right now, it seems like the club, but how long is it going to last? If it lasts and you don't want to be the last one out the door, it's like Inter Milan. You don't want it to, you know, Hakimi, bust out. You don't want to be the last guy. It's like when we used to have actual good players at Arsenal and Bear Man would leave. You don't want to be the last out the door because suddenly that door might get closed. So it's very interesting, man. It's very interesting. I think Madrid have to get Mbappe, considering you've let Varane go, Ramos go. You know, I know they're not strikers, but boy, you need to at least score some goals. And I'm not saying they can't, but you look at the team, what's going on, people? I'm not going to bring it up on screen because I don't know if it's going to act, but as you lot know, apparently Real Madrid submitted and it's been rejected a 160 million euro bid for Kylian Mbappe, people. It's been turned down. His future is still unclear. What one's this? Yeah, the same article. What's going on there? Yeah, so yeah, boys. I think you have to personally. I think Neymar and I think Mbappe and Haaland are going to play together personally in at least 18 months. You know, because you'd imagine Real Madrid get their act together next year, and the P's are going to be there. And what his release clause is 70 million. Saying that, I think Haaland can go anywhere. I think he can go United. I think he can go City. I actually think he could go Liverpool. I think he could go Real Madrid. I think Barcelona need to try and get him, if anything. You know, I can't lie. If Mbappe is leaving, you know, I've got, you know, Donnarumma's there. That's a Mino Rinola client. I know Haaland, I don't know, but I don't imagine Haaland is too big on going to PSG. But if Mbappe leaves, boy, I think you gotta do that. Like, you gotta do that really and truly. So we'll see what happens, man. Seems like this one is gonna rumble on. But it is what it is. Folks, he looks saying. La Liga clubs will be back on track after 2 years. Right now, Spanish government and La Liga against the favor of La Liga football clubs. And this is why I'm saying you don't want to be the guy, the guy left holding the baton. Please stop spamming though, my broski. Please stop spamming. I've seen that message before. You might have to hold the time out just for principle, man. Like, we have a good thing going here on Twitch. Please don't ruin it, my bro. Hey, see, I even forgot about Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich as well. They were linked with him. I don't know if they're on it, but like you said, countryside, I see he could go Bayern too, especially if Lewandowski goes. I'm low-key hoping he does. Do you think Poch will go one further with PSG in terms of Europe? I don't know, and I think you have to. I think you have to. I genuinely, unless there's a mad DNA and all of those sort of things, I think you're gone if you don't get if you don't get at least to the final. I think you're gone. Personally, just seeing and talking to Messi for a month would massively improve anyone. I don't think it'd improve Willian, but true. Mbappe getting 1 year of learning from Messi would be great for him. Exactly, because again, as you get older as a footballer, yeah, you can do mad skills, you're mad fast, but you need to stop playing on instinct. Messi, it needs to be more calculated. Obviously, Messi does a lot of madness, but the best footballers are the best thinkers. And I'm telling you, before Messi's ever done anything, all the moments we've seen from Messi, he's seen that 10 years on the pitch. He's seen that 10 years before it's happened, and that's what it's got to be. And I feel Mbappe, I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to say it's Neymar, but I think he's got a lot of bad habits. I've seen him get some positive habits from Neymar. He's come out of his shell. He seems more, maybe it's just general maturity, but he seems more open. He seems more like a bit of a showman and stuff. But I think he's picked up a lot of bad habits, and it's not really, if you want to be an effective footballer, running into blind alleys, ridiculously trying hard in certain aspects is, there's a fine line between confidence and overconfidence. I think, there's things you could learn from Messi, as you all said. Without a doubt. Mbappe and Benzema is up front is mad. Yeah, I hear. Oh, you're talking about Adama. Yeah, I hear that decision-making thing, but if you can burst past players with ease, that's a big positive. Yeah, but it's the decision. Yeah, I hear that as well, but it's the decision-making, man. Whatever way we cut it, the decision-making's got to be levels, man. Mbappe versus Neymar, they're both certified, man. They're both two of my favorite players in world football. I think City will get Haaland. I hope so. If he's going to anyone in the Prem, that's not Arsenal, where obviously we're not involved in that. United better be in for Kane next summer. Who knows, man? CFC says Bayern can't afford the wages that Haaland and Ronaldo want. By the way, that move will just not happen. You can never say never, but facts, man. Bayern Munich are probably, out of all the big clubs, the one club that will probably show the most resilience if it was signing. If Chelsea were onto him, but they didn't want to mash up your club was onto him, funny enough, but they didn't want to mash up their wage structure. If all these teams that have been linked with him, I think the one team that will say, nope, I don't care if it's Haaland, we're not ruining our wage structure, we're not doing this, we're not doing that, whether it works or not, I think it will be Bayern Munich. Of course, there's exceptions to the rules, but it is what it is. Yeah, Saka needs to do a bit more in terms of goals, man, but that's goals and corners is something he needs to improve at, but still a quality player, man. And will be a quality player. I mean, everyone's gonna go through droughts, man. You look at all these young guys. There was a time people talking nonsense about Greenwood, about Foden, about every young player. And I'm gonna learn a lot about Saka this year. It's about resilience. Last year there was expectation and you delivered, but there's no niceties now. You're not that 19-year-old man, and you've had the first sort of coming down to earth sort of thing was missing that penalty. Obviously, these are the things that make you stronger and whatnot, man. Saka, all of these players are going to go through adversity and stuff. Trajectory in life is never up there. And if it is, when it does actually, if your life has just been going like that on up and up, when that thing finally does happen and hits, that is what makes or breaks people. It's how you react. It's how you react to the disappointments in your life, and pattern is what makes the difference. And for me, I need to see goals and assists. Like Saka at wing back, he seemed more productive in that aspect. And Arsenal's a special club, but what I want to see from Saka this season. Sorry, folks. Like I said, goals and assists. And for Saka, for Pepe, for anyone that takes a corner, can we just actually? I don't know if you need to go on YouTube, but can we actually just take a half decent corner this year? personally, man. I'm tired of not seeing that. You know, the short corners are frustrating, but when we're actually, the rare times we actually just put a normal corner into the box, cross into the box from a corner, it's meaty, man. It's meaty. I think Bakayle's a 10 a season type player. That's what the ambition should be if you're playing in the flanks. That's what you should be doing. But for me, you need to be trying. Well, you need to. Well, it's asking a lot, but it's like what S is saying. If you can try and whether you, I'm not saying you should be live or die on this, but the ambition, like with Smith Rowe, we know they're young and these things, but like what S is saying, 10 goals, 10 assists, that sort of range is what you need to be trying. And now, obviously, at Arsenal, there's an issue with a lot of stuff, but I would say, you know, any of them players, you know, Pepe needs to be targeting that. Odegaard needs to be targeting that. Everyone needs to be. That's what you should be getting, sort of thing, really and truly. As much as people talk about technical ability and the eye test, output and consistency is equally, if not more important. I think Saka's got the consistency, generally speaking, about Saka, but like you said, the output, bro. You know, right now it's not that deep, but he's 19. If he's 29 with kind of these these sort of goal things, it's a mad thing. Now I know it's not the same with Willian, but look at Willian, he's like 30 odd. We all knew it was, if you didn't have to know anything about football to know he never bagged for Arsenal for X amount of days and he got it on the last day. So there's expectation, and it's not just him. Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka. You always hear. You hear me say it. It's the honeymoon period, and you've probably seen it with Greenwood. There's a time where they can do, you know, people that don't really know youth football, the general football in public, you know, they love them. They can do nothing. They're wild. You know, these even when they're doing basic things, they're tying their lace. Wow, no one ties their lace like that, and then it switches unnecessarily. And I don't think it's happening with Martinelli now. People are like, oh, you're not that good. And they're the same ones proclaiming him as the Messiah. So it's just a day in the life of a young player, really. And for me, there's so much. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Saka. I'm not saying Greenwood doesn't bag. I'm saying people were onto him last year. And I think that's whatever you say about Solskjaer, his man management is spot on, because he pulled Greenwood out of the team at the right moment, as you should for a young player. And then he went. I don't think Emil got booed. I don't think anyone who booed Emil is a disgrace, because you can't boo them young men, you know. And what scares me is I know it's down to the players to improve for themselves. I'm talking about Arsenal now. It's down for the players to improve to themselves. I know it's down to the gaffer, but we kind of just spoke about Mbappe and Messi, right? When I look around, who are these men learning from? I've done interviews with the young players, and you know, they've said people like El Nene, David Luiz, this guy, that guy, everyone basically at Arsenal is good to learn from and whatnot. But if I move away from that now, who are you picking little habits off? You know, when you look at Wilshere, you're coming into a team, bro. You're seeing Cesc Fabregas. You're a midfielder. You're seeing Cesc Fabregas, bro. You're not a striker, but you're seeing Van Persie at the time. You know, if you're not learning from man directly on a footballing thing, mentally, you know, how they prepare for games, what they need to do. Bro, Greenwood can do everything, bro. Greenwood's a striker, a number 9 long term. He can do behind the striker, Evo, all them 5 positions up front. He can do it. Obviously, as he gets older, I think it's a number 9 thing. I think right now he's good floating around, doing what he can, filling in the team and all those sort of things. But again, like you just got to stand by. Like I said, I think Greenwood, Saka, Foden, these sort of guys, the nation has to build around them. And obviously there's other exceptions to the rule, man. It's exciting times for me to see these English youngsters, and obviously it left a sour taste in your mouth away from the defeat. We all know what happened at the end of the Euros, and you know, the nonsense off the field and whatnot. But yeah, man. EG, I feel like the injury stopped Martinelli's momentum slightly, but what do you think his ceiling is? You know me, I'm never one to say the ceiling thing and all of this. I don't know how far he can go. What I believe, I think he can be a really good player. I see no reason why he can't be a Brazilian international and household name in the Premier League and for Arsenal. Down to him, you know, anything beyond that is down to Martinelli. I do think the injury stopped him. I do think there's something with, I don't know if it's the way he plays. I don't know if it's training. I don't know if he's a young man, but he seems to cramp up a lot more than the average footballer at Arsenal and have issues in that regards. And maybe that's because sometimes that can actually be caused by not playing enough. Like when you're not playing for time, then you're playing 60 to 90 minutes. You're going to get cramp and things like that. Pardon me. There's a lot in Martinelli's game to improve for me personally. For me personally, because I just feel fans were gassing it too much. Not his ability, but I don't think fans were looking at things. I think, you know, while I like pressing and I like stuff, you know, sometimes pressing for the sake of pressing isn't good. And I feel sometimes Martinelli, like sometimes, you know, Arteta needs to pattern up. But I think sometimes there's too much of, oh, why ain't Martinelli playing? Oh, I'm getting angry. Where sometimes he's played, and he not consistently, but he's not done well. I think he is very raw across aspects. Like for me, his over enthusiasm can kill him sometimes. Like when you obviously look at what's that game? Do you remember we played Liverpool like maybe 3 years ago now at Anfield in the League Cup, and he gave away a penalty? It's them sort of things there. But Kyle ain't on Mason's level, respectfully. Listen, I know Saka's a good player. I like Greenwood as well. I don't care if Greenwood's better than him. If Saka is better than him, don't really give a crap. Like I don't care. Like they're two good players. As long as Saka can keep developing, doing his thing, it's all that matters, man. So yeah, it is what it is in that regards, man. We said it. Saka's finishing needs to improve a tenfold. You know, he's locking down all the other aspects of the game. I'd say as well, he needs to be a bit more direct, Saka. Like really try and drive and break the lines a bit more. But he's a young man. And one thing I think Saka's got over a lot of these young players is consistency. Like there's certain players that people can speak about being better than him until they're blue in the face. You see them for 5 games, they're gone after the next game. He's still shining. I see him as Martinelli as an Alexis regen as well. I don't see any reason why he can't affect the game on the left, on the right, and mid and through the middle box. Arteta's got to work with him, and I can't lie. Martinelli has to switch it up a bit as well in how he plays. Know when to come short, when to go long, when to switch it. Don't be obvious in what you're doing. I know you have to get your cheeky digs in, bro. I appreciate it. I wasn't even replying to you, speaking in general. Hey, no one would know you're a moderator here, you know. Man just comes to troll the thing, man. All love though, man. Martinelli could benefit from a loan in a less demanding league to get used to playing 90 minutes. I hear that, but I think he's best served here, man. I think he's best served here, man. To be fair, that's why I want Kane to Greenwood. Greenwood, I think you meant to say so Greenwood can learn off him how he has Cavani. Well, you kind of beat me to it. You got Cavani. So I think he's calm in that regards, but I hear that. The Saliba situation just sums up the club, boy. Do you know what it is? Loaning out Saliba is not even the worst decision. It's the lack of clarity over what you're doing with the guy that sums us up, in my opinion. Because, I mean, I've watched his last couple of games for Marseille. I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't want him to stay at Arsenal, but I think anyone that's ever heard me speak about Saliba, I think people move like he's ready right now. He's ready to learn and be part of the squad. He's not ready to play 10 Premier League games in a row. Saliba, like anyone, and it's no criticism, Saliba would have got eaten alive in these last 3 games. Just because I'm seeing him get eaten alive in France. You know, he's very good in certain aspects. He's got good mentality. He can bring out the ball. He is a good defender, but he's very raw. You know, he gets caught flat-footed a lot. Set pieces, switches off, bad habits from his niece loan. 6'4", struggles in the air, in my opinion, a bit too much. I'm not trying to criticize him. I'm just saying because as poor as Marie is, and I'd rather play Saliba, at least he would learn. I'm not saying you lot, but I think some football fans just moan for the sake of it. Play him. Nah, he's overrated, this and that. I see it with Chelsea fans. Remember like 2 years ago when Hudson-Odoi, there was play Hudson. He started against Liverpool. It was iffy. And then certain were turning on him. But a lot of fans don't care. How many fans were saying, Balogun this, Balogun that, play him, sell Aubameyang, do this, play Balogun, despite the fact he ain't played 10, 90-minute Premier League games and he's developing. It's the fans that get so excited, put these ridiculously tough, their shoulders are not broad enough and they put unnecessary weights on them. And these same fans that are banging on and clamoring on for them to play, they're the first to turn on them, But that's life. Look at these young footballers understanding life. None of these guys, no one gives a crap about you. They might sing your name. They might get the shirts. The minute you're not doing well, you're out. Look at Aubameyang, And I'm not saying you can rest on previous laurels, but all that was said is, he's a great captain. His future's in speculation. He's still playing. He's still scoring. Soon as man's playing poor, his attitude, this, that, and the third, and all of these things, man, turn on you. The club, and for what it's worth, nobody owes Aubameyang nothing because Aubameyang could have left. He could have done things. No one put a gun to his head. But this is how life is. People don't care what you've done. It's what you're doing. And I think the quicker young players especially, the quicker you realize no one cares, the better. Sometimes it's not, but there's nothing wrong with high expectations. It's just misplaced and it's going off no knowledge. It's not making sense. Chelsea fans beefing each other a lot recently on Twitter. It's long, bro. Fans are weird, man. You know, you had United fans, Martial, Rashford, Arsenal fans. We used to do the wheel sharing and Ramsey business, and there's still a bit of them. That's one thing I hate about football as well, man. You know, that's one thing I hate about football. It's like you gotta be team this or team that, or you gotta have this opinion, so you can't think that. It's like even with managers, I'm sure all the managers in the apart from probably Pep, Klopp, and Tuchel, there's sections of all these fan bases. He's the Messiah, can do no wrong. He can do no right. Where it's a middle thing. It's I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I always say it, man. I find it very hard to talk football with people just because I feel there's just too much agendas and it's people don't love the football for the purity of the game, man. Like what it's really about. What's going on with Reece Nelson and Ainsley Maitland-Niles? Haven't heard anything about them staying or going. Well, Tuesday deadline, you'd imagine something is going to happen on that, really, you know, in my opinion. Reece Nelson needs to go play games. Now, with William potentially leaving, you never know, you might get here. I think you need to go somewhere you can attempt to play week in, week out. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I don't know what's said because wasn't he? I thought his future would have been one of the first to sort out, bro, because wasn't he saying, obviously he went on loan, but when he came back, he said, oh, I've had no conversations with Edu and Arteta. Preseason starts, I'm going to. Now, is it a thing where no one's placed offers for you, so nothing can happen? And in that case, you need to get your agent to do something. Have you, like, you know, has the manager said you are part of the team, you're just simply not playing at this moment in time? I don't know. I don't know where these offers are coming from. You know, you know, again, offers have to be placed on the table. All these guys need to get their agents to do the job. And considering Maitland now switched up his agency and whatnot last year, I don't know, bro. You'd imagine something happens, but truthfully, I don't know, man. We just have to wait till deadline. You'd imagine them, the two players you named, Kolasinac, Willian, maybe a random guy, but these primarily these names, something is going to be said, something's going to happen regarding their futures. And for Maitland, was a bit deluded to me, but he sounded like he was vexed he weren't in the England squad. You're not going to get in the England squad playing behind Cedric. You know, I've seen Cedric play, I've seen Chambers play, so I have to imagine you're not second or third or first or second, sorry, choice right back. So you've got to probably move if you want to play ball and that. So I don't know, man. Something needs to happen. At this point, if it comes the end of the window and these lot don't move on, cool. It is what it is what it is. You do what you need to do. But if the window does happen and you lot sitting here and ask me in October or in September, what's going on with these guys? They've only got themselves to blame. As I say, you've got to be selfish. All of these young players are at the age now. Don't listen. If the club is telling you something, don't listen to what the club is telling you. Go and do what you can to improve so that you can look back. What we're in August, right? A year from now, August 2022, man's got 30, 40 league, 30 games under my belt ish in the league. I've played 30, 40 times. You know, I've done this, I've done that. I thought I was good at this, but now if I'm playing consistently, I need to improve this. I thought I struggled at this. Now if I'm playing consistently, I'm levels here. Cool, this is the targets I set. Did I hit them? No, this is what I need to improve. This is what man are setting for the next year. It's an issue. It's an issue. And I also feel when you're not playing and you're doing the under 23s and you're playing the occasional cup games, well, you do get a false sense of security. I bet you Balogun has learned more in these little appearances that he's made now in the season than he ever got in a while at 23s because you're out your comfort zone. Think about it. It's like, you see how we just spoke about Saka, Greenwood, and these guys? Football at this level, the thing that changes it is not so much technical, it's speed of thought. Them man were probably overwhelmed at the start as well. Them man probably thought they were better at certain aspects than they are. But then you know what you need to improve. And I just feel too many young players, you know, sometimes their fault, sometimes it's not. You don't know your levels. When you're Balogun, and I'm just using him as an example, you're half these defenders you've probably been playing since the age of 8. And you're at that level that you're not quite good enough to play consistently for the first team week in, week out, and you're better than that level. What use are you going to get scoring 20, 30 goals, physically stronger, faster than everyone is dead? Where if you play in these games where you try wait someone, he moves to you because he's a grown man, or he's out faster than you, or what scares me, he thinks faster. You might not excel in that game, but you're learning. And that's for me why I wanted Balogun to, you see these little appearances he's got now. That's why I felt at the end of last season, he should have got them things there. So that, not that he couldn't anyways, but he comes into pre-season already with that sort of thing in his mind. So yeah, man, it is what it is in that regards. Yo, someone said no sound. I think I have got sound. I'm looking at my thing. Yeah, so there is sound. I think that's a you problem, the American gunner. I think I got sound still. One love to you. I got shook for a second. I say, oh, here we go. Here we go. in future people can, because a lot of people do that. Can we actually check it's not us? It's not a single problem before we start scaremongering, because it starts making me panic, man. One love to everyone. Twitch gang, we're growing, man. One love to everyone. Make sure you're following and all of those sort of things as well. Can't imagine you're not, but yeah. Funny because Ainsley Maitland-Niles is better than them both. Yeah, but that's why if I'm Maitland, keep it moving, bro. Like, for whatever reason, the manager's not using you. Even if he switches to a back three, safe. Need to go, bro. And if the manager's giving me iffy signals, and I know it, I find it funny how obviously the club, if the club say we're not selling or the club say we are selling, that's what literally makes the difference. But what you half of these guys that are in these situations, like what you got agents for? You know, what are they getting 5 to 20% for? Patting a move for man. Because if it's any other agent in a way of life, you know, you have acting agents. Your job is to get man some opportunities acting. You have influencer agencies, which I probably need. Get me in some rooms. Get me doing. You get me. You got music agents. Yo, go get me in front of some labels. What am I man doing? That go and get me some clubs. Go and bring me something. What am I paying you your yearly percentage and all these commissions for? Go and get something patterned. And if you can't, then what am I paying you for? You need to refund that. You know, the club needs to move people on as well. But if I really want to play football and I see a novice in Edu and he's struggling to sell players that are more established and he's moving like a joke, I'm saying, fuck that, patterning up something. But boy, I don't know. This is the difficult thing. When you're not involved in the situation, these things could be happening. They couldn't be happening. Don't know. There's too many variables at play. All I know is the ones who want moves get moves in it. Like I think Joe Willock was messed around. I personally think if Joe Willock had his way, he would have been at Newcastle from early. But that move happened. You know, he didn't care. Arteta said, I want you to stay. He looked at the facts. You've kept Xhaka. You're moving iffy in midfield. Steve Bruce is using me better. Safe. Like you look, take a 25 mil, safe. I'm going to play Premier League football, safe. So we'll have to see, man. I think Ainsley Maitland-Niles needs to leave, but Arteta could have told him that he has a plan for him. He probably did, but you know, if he does, you know, if that does happen, and you know, if that does happen, and he doesn't, you know, we go down a few months and he's not playing, he could only blame himself because Arteta told you that a year from now. You know, if you zang me once, shame on me. I mean, shame on you. If you zang me twice, I'm choosing to get bumped in it. You know, promises are a comfort to a fool, and it's not even an attack on Arteta. But Arteta's mandate is to try and win. Whether he's doing it or not, whether I think he can do it or not, is a different debate. But his mandate is to win, right? If he feels you're going to be part of his squad, he's going to tell you. He's going to tell a young Balogun anything so you can sign a deal. The minute a deal's been signed, new strikers, he's going to tell that third choice keeper anything he wants to hear. Ramsdale coming in. I would as well. I'm going to tell you anything, because I don't necessarily. But if you can help, man, it is what it is. So it's down to man to stop listening to sweet nothings and look at the facts, man. But I don't know how much they want. Appreciate you lot, man. Appreciate you lot. Phone's connected to the truck. No worries. That's probably where the zangings happen. Do you think it's because he wants to play in midfield? He's a good fullback. To be fair, he kind of shut down them not rumors. He said, I want to play midfield, but I'm happy to play anyway. I just think maybe Arteta's not convinced. You're not convincing enough in the right back role because you don't play there if it's not a free. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'd love to know, but I don't know, man. Pardon me. I miss getting beat up by Bayern Munich in the Champions League. I just miss being in the Champions League. I won't go that far, but defo swap. Pardon me. Defo swap places and be in that situation again. Why not, man? Why not? You know, sometimes you don't know how good you really have it, do you? On that topic, though, we might as well quickly speak about Cristiano, man. As you lot know, allegedly Manchester City are onto him. You know, his agent is trying to make something happen. Whether that will happen, can someone set up a poll? Will Ronaldo go to Manchester City, folks? I can't see it personally. That's why I want to know what you guys are saying, people. Really, you know, I don't think it makes sense to go for him and Lewandowski. It's a short-term one, but I'm not too sure. As you look, well, let me see if I can swap screen. Hopefully nothing happens, people. But I was reading Get French Football. But Ronaldo is seeking to engineer a move to Man City. Now, apparently, he's injured and stepped out of training. Now, is that injury or is that something else, people? But he's seeking to engineer a move Manchester City to Manchester City in a deal that could depend on whether or not the cities feel forced to abandon their pursuit of Harry Kane, which obviously in the last few minutes we've seen that they have, people. Nedved said, you know, he wants him to stay. I'm pretty sure, you know, Juventus wouldn't mind getting him off the wage structure and whatnot. Apparently, newspapers believe that the 36-year-old is attempting to engineer a move to the Premier League with Man City. Why not back to United? I don't know. But with his current contract with Juventus expiring in 12 months' time, to achieve this deal, it will be very complicated, but the outlet asserts that the relevant individuals are doing the necessary work. Ronaldo is no longer hiding his desire to leave Juventus from those around him. In the world where there are 4 clubs who could afford to do a deal for Ronaldo, but he has singled out Manchester City, largely in his quest to achieve more Ballon d'Ors, maybe help them win the champs. Ronaldo has allegedly spoken with a number of Manchester City players about making the deal happen, including Bernardo Silva, Diaz, and Cancelo. Obviously, they're all Portuguese. The player believes that the deal will happen this summer, but in reality, it's going to be very complicated and a lot of work needs to be done. George Mendes is working overtime and is seeking to engineer a part swap deal that could see one-to-way Mendes client Silva head in the opposite direction. Mendes is confident a deal can be done based on conversations he's been having with Manchester City. City are willing to meet Ronaldo's 31 a year salary, people, 31 million a year salary, but they don't want to pay much of a transfer fee, and I can't really blame them. Hence the conversation around a swap deal. Apparently, Laporte's also been included. Now, they offered him to Spurs. He said no as well. So we could see, people. We could see, you know. I don't know. Really don't know. What's this? Is it a different one? Let me see. Let me type in Ronaldo again. And like, as you can see here, he's got an arm injury. United, you know, you knew United were going to be linked back in. I don't know if surely he would want to return back to United as well. But obviously, if it's without emotion and unsporting ambition, there's not a reason to pick United over City. But you never know what could happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but I don't think and what actually happens is two different things. I don't know, do I, people? Really, that's just my opinion. I didn't think the Kane move would happen, and I was kind of right. So I guess a broken clock can be right twice a day, or whatever the fancy saying is, people. So it is what it is, man. I'm trying to find what else. I feel like I'm missing something out to you guys, people. I felt like I had something to speak about. Yeah, that's it. Apparently, anyways, we might as well just look at these people with FIFA, you know. Shout out to Arsene Wenger going and giving them Liverpool FIFA their awards. But FIFA to receive over 200 million in compensation after the US Department of Justice corruption probe. Oh, and it's frozen. Sorry, folks. FIFA will receive obviously the money. I said the money is compensation for losses suffered by FIFA, CONCACAF, the confederation responsible for football in North and Central America and South America's governing body, CONMEBOL, as a result of corruption. So it's an absolute mazza in that regards, people. And also, if I can find it, where is it gone? Well, no, I already got that. I'll just read this one out. My thing freezing now. We're getting so close to the end, people. But yeah, assuming you lot can still hear me. Apparently, Premier League clubs and ECA members are set to restrict players going to the red list for countries for the World Cup qualifiers. As you lot know, that means Salah, potentially Lionel Messi, Martinez, Thiago Silva, Neymar. These players could be prevented from playing because countries that they might be playing for or against obviously are on the red list, folks. So there's an issue in that. As you lot know, when returning to England, in particular where England's concerned, apparently the government states those returning to England from a government on the red list must quarantine for 10 days. So you can obviously see why that would be a serious problem for anybody. So it is in that regards, people. And, as you lot know, it's a bit of a mad one because Brazil host Argentina on September the 5th. So I'm sure Neymar would want to be involved in that one. It's a mad one. It's an absolute mazza in that regards. And, I don't know what will happen there, but yeah, man, we got there in the end. Minor freezing issues, but we got there. But yeah, man, that's all that's going down in the footballing world today, really. I'm not complaining as selfish as it sounds, raw. Fair play. Bit selfish, but fair play, fair play. Is Arteta the right man for the job? What's the voting saying? 3 people said no. I'm gonna say yes and just be nice. Emma said, I don't know why some of my comments have gone, but Emma said, if we are being real, Ronaldo's moving to the Prem isn't worth his time. His career and legacy in the Prem and Man U is set in stone. And to me, I don't want him to damage the possibility. I hear that, but I don't think he's going to damage it, you know. He's a legend, isn't it? And for me, I'd want to see him back in the Prem. I wanted Messi there. I mean, I'd pay money to see him at City just because some of my brethren support United and it would be L's and L's and L's, really. Of course, you're going to say yes. I put a cheeky yes as well, cupboard. I don't think it's going to happen, though, man. I think it's capped where Ronaldo's concerned, but anything can happen, really. Loving the Twitch streams. Come on, there's a whole load of them, man. Make sure you lot are in the habit of checking the schedules, making sure you're checking your Twitch content as well as the YouTube and all of those sort of things, man. You know, is there anything else in relation to the footballing world? Let me go on Sky Sports and see what they've got. It's just Kane saying, I'm staying. And then if we go back over Kylian Mbappe, the sporting director Leonardo says the club have turned down the bid for Mbappe from Real Madrid. Apparently, Mbappe has made it clear he does want to leave. He said, yes, we said no verbally to Real, so they haven't in writing rejected the bid. No one is being held back. If someone wants to leave and our conditions are met, we'll see. The offer is considered to be a far cry from what Kylian is worth today. We also owe part of this money to Monaco, and we consider that bid is not sufficient. So there you have it, people. Our position has always been to keep Kylian, to extend his deal. That has always been our goal and still is. We made 2 very important offers to Kylian, one at the level of the top players in the squad 2 months ago, and one above these players very recently. We want him to prove that he is an important player and center to the project, but not above the project. Kylian wants to leave. It seems clear to me. Oh, we frozen, ain't we? Kylian wants to leave. It's clear to me. I'm taking a position which I think is clear to everyone. If he wants to leave, we are not going to hold him back, but it'll be on our terms. Kylian always promised that he would never leave the club for free. That's what he's always told us. We have no plans to talk to Madrid again. The deadline is the 31st of August at midnight. That's how the transfer window is. But we are clear about this. We want to keep him and extend his deal, but we're not going to let him go for less than what we paid for him when we still owe Monaco money. So it doesn't matter how much money they make. They're not getting bullied by no one, people. So yeah, what we're gonna do is put Kylian Mbappe update. 5750 Mbappe. PSG sporting director. Yeah. On Mbappe. It hurts us the same way Van Persie left for Man United. Nah, I don't think it's quite the same, really. Ronaldo is rubbed. You know you're gonna cry at us. You know United fans acting. Check your Google Chrome tabs, close the extra ones. K Swift, you know, when the last time I did that actually worked, we need to go back there, man. So they offered Mbappe more money than Neymar to stay. You would. He's the youngest. Him, Messi, and Neymar, they're the youngest. You know, they're the young. I mean, he's the youngest out of all of them. Messi's not going to be there forever. Neymar's not going to be there forever. Mbappe, in theory, could be there for several projects. Now, we all know he's going to move on. He's not going to be there in the next 5 years. But theory, man. Do you think Conte will manage Arsenal? No, I don't think we're sacking Arteta anytime soon. And if I'm Conte, based on, you know, I don't know what's going on at United, but, you know, you never know with Oli. If anything, I'd be waiting for that rather than anything else. Can't wait to see PSG bottle the Champions League trophy. That's harsh, man. I didn't even know he played for United until my cousin told me. Oh, Man United fans not knowing too much about football. Where have we heard that before? DG thoughts on the player Burnley signed from Lyon? Well, bit of a different player for obvious reasons than they normally sign. I don't know if he fits their profile, but Cornet is a decent player, can play on the wing, can play at left back. You know, I think he could have done like a Palace or something. I would have thought that would have settled him better, but it's a good move for him. And he said apparently he wants to play in the Prem. There you have it. Mbappe is upsetting team chemistry and dressing room. It's better they let him go. Mbappe should stay for a season. Let's say Ronaldo goes to City. Will Man United fans regard Messi as undisputed GOAT? If I was, I'd be shameless. Bro, do you even know what 19th place is? You know, first you ain't seen United win trophies. Then you're telling me you didn't know Ronaldo played for Manchester United. Boy, you're under the lights, man. You're looking a bit beaky, man. Give DG the under 18s job at Arsenal. Fair play. Fair play. Why not? You know, me, Kevin Betsy, you know, I don't mind. But when you lot say DG out, they lost and all of this sort of stuff, when I'm telling you, trust the process. Myth. PSG want to replace him with Richarlison. I don't know where I stand with Richarlison, you know. Sometimes I watch him, I'm like, baller. This guy is a baller. Then I'm like, you might not be what I think you are, you know. I keep changing my opinion, but I do, with respect to Everton, I do think he could play for a team in Europe. I don't know, man. I'd keep changing my opinion. Richarlison shows me one, two things, and we spoke about it before. I think the new age Brazilians, they're hard to read, man. They're hard to read. Like, I rate Gab Jesus, but he's a bit like Richarlison. And sometimes I rate them. I'm like, yeah, you're a baller. And then I'm like, you might not be what I think you are, you know. I don't know. It seems like they're able to press well when they've got techers, but it just seems like with the new age Brazilian, something's missing. It's like this, I don't want to say the soul, but it's like the samba soul, the creativity that is, it's not there. It just feels a bit engineered. Like, it don't feel like it's the result of the favelas and the council estates and all of these sort of things. Watch along today. Of course, there's a watch along today, Rude Boy. I'm surprised my moderators ain't been banging that one off. But yeah, man, of course there is. You know, hopefully we don't get more acting, but with default, come on, man. The work rate's crazy, man. Come on, man. You know the thing. So make sure you're all here. One love to everyone who set their reminders and hit the like button. One love to the 7 people excluding me. One love to the dislikers. Boy. And you know what it is? It's like Richarlison's a madness. Why do I think what is the case, broski? I rate Rafinha, but you know, with respect to him, he's at Leeds, innit? So I'm not really putting him under the microscope, but I like him a lot, man. He was linked with Liverpool. That could have been wavy for them, man. We all forgot Arsenal played today. Sometimes you watch Richarlison and think, wow, this guy has a very high ceiling, but other games you're like, yeah, he's already hit his peak. Yeah, basically. And it's like, you know, you look at we did a watch along on Twitch. Big up to you. Look, we did it. You see, when it was the Olympic final, there was literally every 10 minutes, I'm like, yo, Richarlison's got something. And I'm like, come on, Richarlison, man. Are European why do you think that's are European clubs snapping up players before they can develop in Brazil properly? That's always been the case, especially in today's day and age. Everyone's potential, you know. You know, it's all about potential, you know. Again, Mbappe, at the time, he's a great player. For me, best in the world. I love him, you know, so is Neymar. But he wasn't worth 200 M's at that time. It's like, you know what he's going to be in the future. It's all potential. Ben White, potential. Luke Shaw, when he's brought to your club, potential. You go around everywhere. It's all potential. Madison, they're saving 70 million. Potential is the new buzzword in today's day and age. No one wants to miss out on the next guy. Why do you think Real Madrid got Renier, Rodrigo, Vinicius, and they're not bad players, but they've all they haven't exactly set Europe alight. That's why I rate Neymar so much, because he waited in Brazil. He waited until a certain level. That's kind of why I rate Mbappe, because there's going to be people in Mbappe's boat, do their thing at Monaco, and then they're busting out straight away. You get the vibe he might have even stayed at Monaco if stupid offers weren't placed. So you get Sinogo. Obviously, man said Sinogo. Odegaard is a bit of a different one. Look at Haaland. Haaland didn't leave his home. I know he's technically born in England, but he didn't leave his homeland at the first port of call. He waited a bit. Then he went Salzburg. Then he went to Dortmund. And now he's ready for he's going to even wait another year. Now he's ready for the Madrids and the rest of the teams, man. We wanted Rafinha, but thought that Canute was good for cover. One's a winger, one's a centre-back, so I don't want none to do dirty there. Now that Jordan is gone, we're looking a bit light, and we need Cade Gordon and Harvey Elliott to step up. Cade is wavy, but let him develop a bit. Harvey Elliott, still let him develop, but he's taking his chance, man. The same reason I asked the Conte question is because on Sky Sports news came out that Kroenke will sack Arteta during the October international break if performances don't improve. With Conte as the replacement, Kroenke would like to make. Why not, man? But It just seems like, I think Arsenal are very smart in filtering little things to Sky Sports, certain individuals in the Athletic, especially when there's pressure on the team. You start hearing ever since the season started and we've been woeful. Now it's there's pressure, there's now pressure on his job. We're trying to do this in the window and that in the window. Why do you pronounce Canute like Freddie Canute? Bro, I don't know, man. I'll pay you, George. Can't be the linguistics coach of this thing, man. I don't know, my guy. I mean, no disrespect, but yeah, man. I don't know, man. Liverpool need one more player and they should be good. Couple, couple for me to really shake things up. I've been saying for years they need an out and out number 9, shake things up. I don't know what's going on with Thiago, but I think they need a midfielder that can shake things up. Right back, I don't know what happens if Trent gets a long-term injury again. They've brought in Canute as well, a centre half. So yeah, man. Great club. There's bare clubs. That Salzburg's a great club as well, man. I've cannot Canate. All right, cool. No, of course, George, man. Canate. We'll go with that. My linguistics coach. Come on. You just bagged yourself a row in the DG Nation. Shout out to you. Lukaku versus Van Dijk this weekend will be a movie. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a watch along for that, and it is going to be a movie. Who comes out on top? I don't know. Such is life. It wouldn't surprise me if Lukaku doesn't do a thing, and we're like, oh, what's going on there? How do you get rid of ads? Not a clue, my guy. But come on, man. The ads support the channel, man. Come on, man. Why would you want to go do that? We're almost at 2K followers on this thing as well. We're actually at 1,939. So keep following up and subscribing up. We're moving, man. Subscribe for no ads, says one of the mods. I would prefer Liverpool to win. Obviously, them and they are Chelsea, but you know what? It's a big ask. I think Chelsea are title challengers, but they've got to go and show it. And I don't think Chelsea kill off games as woeful as Arsenal were. They didn't kill us off. We were just shit. They killed Palace, but they didn't have to get our first gear. They didn't kill off the Villarreal game. You don't kill off against Liverpool. They're on to you. So I think we're going to learn a lot. And I'm only looking at Chelsea in relation to their peers for challenging for the league in that regard. Pardon me. So yeah, man, it should be an interesting one if I'm completely honest. That's a good battle though. And the difference is it's not just going to be Van Dijk. They're going to pass him across and whatnot. Like Liverpool, again, such is life. They might not in it, but Liverpool are going to defend like half a decent team. Versus Virgil van Dijk. Chelsea versus Liverpool. Chelsea's first test. And for those of you wondering if this is coming out on YouTube, it will, but you gotta wait 24 hours. That's what we're under contract. So I always tell you, look, don't miss it, man. As a neutral, I want to see Liverpool smash Chelsea. Use Amazon Prime to get rid of ads. It's the only way. Come on. Matip's been good. And this is what you need. Matip doesn't care that Canate was bought for big money or Virgil van Dijk is big money or they're better than him or Gomez. He wants to fight for it. And that's what you need. Everybody challenging. He's decent. He does his job, man. What do you think our lineup should be today? I kind of did a video on it and I spoke about, you done me dirty, my guy. I spoke on it in the last live stream because I've closed it now. You done me dirty, bro. But I went with 3 at the back. I could have showed it to you, but I went with 3 at the... If it's a 3 at the back thing, Marie probably could play and should play, but I can't look at you right now. So Ramsdale in goal. Rob Holding, Tierney, Chambers, centre half. Tavares left wing back. Right back, Maitland-Niles. I said 5-4-3-5-2. So we need 3 in midfield. Odegaard in that 10. I would go Lokonga and Xhaka. I think it would be Xhaka and El Nene. Like I said, Odegaard in that 10. I'd say Aubameyang and Balogun, / Lacazette, because I wouldn't mind Lacazette starting, but I don't know if he's 100% fit. You can't really have him not 100%, Aubameyang not 100%, So if it's going to be Lacazette and Aubameyang first thing first, why not? And then switch one up. I would like Balogun to get 60 odd minutes because I think it's a good physical test against a championship side for a young developing striker to be thrown into, man. Joe Gomez being moved to centre back in 2017 made Matic perform for us because there was competition. Man said, hold this, follow my G. Love for that. Liverpool play a ridiculous high line and I think Chelsea can exploit it. It's going to be an interesting game, man. Sal Niguez, Chelsea among clubs offered Atletico Madrid midfielder on loan. Manchester United have also been watching it. Do you think Sal will have a successful season in the EPL? Yeah, because I mean, you know me, I'm biased to them Spanish midfielders and just midfielders that are more technical. I think when you've got techers and a brain, I think you can thrive anywhere. I don't really rate footballers who just rely on the physical attributes because they can be locked on the key. You know, when you got a brain, you can switch it up. I'm not gonna lie, Saul, I'm not watching him week in, week out, but it seems like he's gone off the ball. His stock's kind of falling off a bit. You know, quality doesn't change overnight. I mean, certain North London clubs need to get involved in that scheme, if I'm honest with you. Love for that, my guy. Not gonna lie, I have a sneaky feeling Chelsea will turn up against Liverpool like 2-1. Obviously, it's very early in the window, but I mean in the what do you call it again? The season, but I think they need to send out a statement that because for me, what Palace, they should, you know, Palace's job to stay in the league. They got a new gaffer, they got a young and naive team and inexperienced and whatnot. You should be smacking them up. Arsenal, realistically, if you're trying to win the league, bro, that's 3 points bagged easy. Arsenal are terrible. So they've handled their business, clean sheets and all. Liverpool's a test now because they're actually someone that's trying to do what you're doing. When you're bucking them sort of size, that's where we're going to learn a lot about Chelsea now, in my opinion. Klopp versus Tuchel is the stuff of dreams. Especially as a neutral, man. From a Chelsea fan, don't sleep on West Brom. They're a serious squad, no cap. My guy, have you heard me sleep on anyone? Bro, we can't sleep on no one. Why do you think my team's a strong lineup? Or at least I think it is. We can't sleep on no one because everyone wants to play us, broskies. You know, and that's everybody sees Arsenal as lunch meat. You know, it's like being a new inmate in a prison. Everyone's just going fresh meat, woo woo, and all them thing there. Like that's what Arsenal is. That's what Lukaku is on. Lukaku went in our cell. Like, give me that. You know, Ivan Toney and Brentford, give me that. You know, who knows, bro? City are gonna say, give me that, and we're just stuck in ourselves crying and that. It's mad for us, man. It's mad for us. And that's the wary of, because if everybody fancies you, man, look at it like, yeah, well, Arsenal weekend, yeah, okay, clean sheet business, scoring goals, do all these things. And that's where I need to see my players be like, nah, it's not that sort of party, you know. But it's like we get scared. Like, oh my God, you're making it tough for us. We're gonna go down. Oh my God, we've lost. Like the way my team reacts and not even reacts, that's not the right word. Handles setbacks and trying to use resilience. It's a madness, man. Oh. Pogba ain't gonna punch up now. He's just gonna be dancing and whatnot. And then you probably someone like Baye just gonna come with some unorthodox fly kick. But either way, it's one of them ones that it legit is one of them ones, people. Arsenal players fired up today, looking to be featured in goal of the month. We say we actually don't have that long, you know. We could go August without scoring if we keep moving bad. At least they don't have Pereira anymore. That makes me scared. Because they haven't lost this season. They've started well. You know what you're getting with West Brom. Man to a man, very street smart. You know, the fans are going to be up for it. And like I said, Arsenal is lunch meat for anyone that bucks us. Any team in any division, they should be fancying Arsenal. And we've seen that from pre-season. With respect to Scotland, Hibernian and them, man, they were on it against us. We're lunch meat. Individually, collectively, everybody fancies this team. And, you know, it is what it is because you've made everybody fancy you lot. People know they couldn't turn up at Ellen Road last season and be on foolishness because Leeds made it difficult. We didn't respect our home pitch. That's why everyone came here and bullied us. And we've started off with an L. And yeah, we probably would have lost to Chelsea, but there's a basic level of playing and we let it down, bro. Lukaku came on serious business. You know, that was someone all week that wanted to kick off with the Chelsea thing, you know. As I said in the last live stream, when I hear as putting on a neutral cap, to hear a striker say, I dominated the centre halves, to hear a gaffer say comprehensive victory, these are things that man are planning for. You know, us, boy, I see Xhaka eventually come out and do the post-match, but I didn't, you know, it's not serious, is it? It's not serious at all. Nah, Marie's better than Schillaci, but that's nothing to be proud of, is it? Like, there's nothing to be proud of. But on that note, though, people, I can't lie. It's time for me to get a cheeky little gym session in before we do the live streaming business. So I hope to see you all there. You know, we're going to have to lock this one off. Make sure you're following, you're subscribing, you're heading off to YouTube because, as I said, we're going live again, you know, in 4 hours' time. So, yeah, man. Man said show abs real quick. IT, you know, you're moving beaky, man. You're moving beaky. We don't do that to guys out here, man. With the female supporters, if you want to see that, Shout, man! Didn't I told you DG OnlyFans could land. In fact, they said no, none of that content on OnlyFans. So I missed out on the bag still. But on that note, I'm gonna keep it pushing on a serious note, though. One love to everyone that's been locked in. Yeah, I just want to go gym, get a bit of a mental relief. I'd say get out. As much as I like doing the content and things, I like speaking to you lot. But obviously, when you got bare lights in your face, you're trapped in the same place. It can become a bit mundane. So I need to go and get some fresh air, all of these sort of things, and then come back, people. I appreciate all of you. Like, F off with your bad vibes, man. Bad vibes guy. But yeah, man, it's been appreciative. One love to everyone. Like I said, we're almost streaming on Twitch every day. So make sure you get in the habit of checking my schedule on Twitch and taking it in. For those of you who have filtered over YouTube, the community tab is your best friend. You know, my social media pages, Instagram and Twitter. You follow them, you regularly look at them, you're never missing a beat, people. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. On that note, though, you know, you lot take care, stay safe. It's Wednesday, so I hope you're all aggressively moving closer to your goals, hopes, dreams, and ambitions, people.
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.
There's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like.